What's going on, YouTube? I am Germ here, and as you guys can see up on the screen, today we're going to be talking about cases once again. Obviously, I've been talking about cases a lot recently. They're kind of my new fascination after I'm getting, through all the research and deep diving and investing into Paris and all the other modern stickers and really kind of some of the mid-tier, older and even way older stickers. It's been all about cases, and as I dive and research more and more into cases, they seem like a really, really awesome opportunity, but there also seems to be a very, very big opportunity coming up that for a while I was kind of scoffing at, but as I think about it more and as I talk to people more and as I look it up and research it more, it seems like it could be really, really good. And this is obviously partly surrounding what kind of new content and new cases and operations and skins and all this different stuff we're going to be getting in CS2 and what that's going to do to the cases that already exist. So I want to talk about investing in active duty cases or prime drops or whatever you want to call them. And I wanted to first start by looking at what the last couple of cases to be removed from the active duty pool have done. So most recently, we had the Revolution case added to CSGO on February 9th, 2023. This is according to CSGO database. I'm assuming this is all fairly accurate. I hope it's 100% accurate, but it should at least be pretty damn close. And you can see here at the top that the Revolution case was recently added to the prime drop pool recently, talking about 9 months ago, and in its place, the clutch case was moved to the rare drop pool. So if you guys don't know how it works, there are a certain amount of active duty cases or prime drops or whatever. These are the cases you're going to get dropped in your care packages when you level up in CS2. You're going to get one of these 5 cases 99% of the time: Revolution, Recoil, Dreams and Nightmare, Snakebite, or Fracture. Now 1% of the time, or less than 1% of the time, or around 1% of the time, or whatever, you're going to get one of these rare cases, one of these. But right now, these are the 5 cases you're going to get 99% of the time. But when a new case comes out, it is very, very likely that one of these cases is going to go from the prime drops to the rare drops. And again, the clutch case was previously in the active duty drop pool, and then Revolution came out, took its place, and the clutch case gets moved to the rare drops. And obviously, what seems to happen, the hypothesis would be, obviously, if it's not getting actively dropped, the supply is going to go down, especially as people continue to open it more, and in theory, the price should rise. So we can again see that Revolution, February 9th, 2023, take a look at the clutch case, what it did on February 9th of 2023, and what it's done since. We can pull up the lifetime, and obviously the lifetime is a while, so we want to zoom in a little bit. But if we get this kind of time period here, we can zoom in more, and we can see if we go back to February 9th, so coming into the year, coming into 2023, the clutch case was 30 cents-ish. I want to make sure I'm not covering up any of this graph. Around 30 cents. And then we fast forward to the beginning of February where it's 35 cents. So it's already starting to go up a little bit. And then we get from, I want to extra zoom in on this spot right here. We get February 8th, 36 cents for the clutch case, and then it gets removed from the active duty pool, and it goes up to 44 cents on February 9th. It goes from 36 cents to 44 cents. That is an 8-cent increase on something that's 8, 16, 24, 32. So it's like between a 20, if I'm doing this mental math correctly, between a 20 and 25% increase, like a 20, let's say 22% increase overnight when this case got released. Now, again, the day before, this thing was 36 cents. If we fast forward to today, we can see that the cheapest one for sale right now is about 69, 70 cents, whatever. So since it got removed from the active duty pool, it has pretty much doubled in about 9 months, which is obviously very, very good performance for any kind of investment, any kind of asset class. You can double in 9 months. That is awesome. That is amazing. Now, we can take a look at another instance of this and see what's going on. We had the Recoil case added, obviously on July 1st of 2022. You can see here. And when the Recoil case was added, I have this Reddit thread. This was a year ago. Which case got removed? The new Recoil case includes gloves, so we can assume that removed case should be either the clutch or the snakebite case. But then people are saying, hey, it was actually Prisma 2. We can go down and look. Any proof for Prisma 2? Prisma 2 out of 20 active drops. I haven't seen a single Prisma 2. So whatever. So assuming that is correct, again, we can look. Again, Prisma 2 was right here. It is now in the rare drop pool, and we can see what it has done. Now, again, we have to make sure we get the date correct. So this was July 1st of 2022. Here is the Prisma case, which currently the cheapest one is $1 on the Steam market. and we go back, here's July of 2023. That's not what we want. We want to go back to July of 2022. So we're going to zoom into this little time period here. We can even zoom in even more, and we can see that at the beginning of July, before July, this thing was 6 cents in June, 5 cents, and then overnight, this thing went from 5 cents on June 30th up to 9 cents on July 1st of 2022. So yeah, I mean, it doubled overnight, or it went up 80% overnight when getting removed from the active duty pool. Now, again, obviously in 2022, cases were much cheaper. The fact that any case was 5 cents or 8 cents or whatever means things have changed. Now, you can see here that none of these cases are anywhere near 5 cents. And this is buff prices. So these are even going to be way lower than those standard Steam prices we've seen. So what this means is obviously cases have come a long way. People understand that cases are really good investments. They're really valuable. They understand the math and the supply and quantities and demand and everything around them a lot more. They also understand that once they get removed from the active duty pool, they become even better investments. So some of those gains are already priced in. Again, we saw the Prisma 2 case double when it got removed, and we saw the clutch case only go up 20-25% when it got removed. So some of this stuff is already being factored in. Obviously, some of it is the player base has increased, and some of these prices have increased and whatever, and it's obviously easier for a 4-cent, 5-cent case to double than it is for that 35-cent case or the 20% case or whatever to double. But again, if you look at the Prisma 2 case, since it's gotten removed, hey, it was 5 cents before it got removed, then it shot up to 9 cents, and then you just kind of fast forward from there and things start getting really crazy. It goes up to 20 cents and then it goes all the way up to freaking $1.20 or whatever. And then we get to where we are today at around $1. So obviously, since it's been removed, it went from 5 cents to $1. That's some kind of insane gain, like a 20x gain in a year and a half, July 2022 till now, like a year and a half. Yeah. So the Prisma 2 has absolutely killed it. So, if you were investing in Prisma 2 while it was active duty at 5 cents, you've done quite well. Now, obviously, if you've invested in Prisma 2 at pretty much any time in its life period, you've done very, very well. But the thing being here that, hey, even though active duty cases might not make a ton of sense to invest in because they're being actively dropped, so the supply is going to be increasing very, very rapidly, even though they're being opened and people love opening cases and all this good stuff. But if you buy them while they're active duty, that should theoretically be some of the lowest prices these cases ever go to. And when they eventually get added to the rare drop pool, and they're not dropped as often, but people are still going to keep opening cases because people love opening CS cases, the price should theoretically, increase big pretty much right when it gets dropped. But then even over time, yes, the clutch case and yes, the Prisma 2 case, they saw an immediate snap rise. They also continue to rise over time. And even the clutch case, which people say is like overall a pretty trash case and they don't really love it or anything like that, has still done quite well. So even any of these cases you think might be trash, they could still do very, very well. Now, all of this to say, we are going to be getting a new case at some point in CS2. We don't know when that's going to be. It could be coming this winter. It could be early to mid 2024. I think any later than that would be absolutely absurd. But eventually, one of these 5 cases here is going to get removed from the active duty pool. Now, you could say, hey, it's going to be the fracture case. It's been out since August of 2020. It's time for the fracture case to go. And I would agree. The fracture case is probably the most likely to be taken out of the active duty pool. But understand that Valve does not always just take out the oldest case. I don't know what exactly their formula is. I don't know exactly what their rationale is. I don't know exactly why they do a lot of things that they decide to do. But they can take out any case. And there's already historical precedence that it's not always the oldest case that gets removed. So understand fracture is probably the most likely to be removed, but it could be fracture. It could be snakebite. It probably won't be dreams and nightmares since it's from 2022, but it really could be any of these cases. Now, obviously, a lot of people's money is either on fracture or snakebite. So honestly, even though it seems a little bit counterintuitive to be investing in fracture and snakebite right now because they're active duty and their supply is going to keep increasing and yada, yada, yada. One, their supply might not even keep increasing if people open them faster and they're getting dropped. But also understand that one of these 2 cases, probably sometime in the next 2 years, maybe both of them at some point in the next 2 years, is going to be removed from this active duty pool. They're going to get taken to the rare drop pool. They're probably going to have a big splash overnight. And if you're already buying them at what theoretically should be close to their bottom tier prices, you could make some money. And again, cases in general are just pretty good, pretty safe, pretty solid investments. So getting cases that also have some built-in upside, I don't really think could be too bad of a thing. Now, I am probably going to be using this method over the next couple months to get some of these cases, because I do think that this is a really safe, solid, and sound method. I already own some fracture cases, and I could definitely see myself buying some more fracture and snakebite in the future. And any of these that I get dropped from games, I'm just going to be holding on to and saving, because I think they're going to be worth a little bit more in the future. But yeah, definitely take advantage and do not overlook the active duty case investing. Because right now, today, we have the fracture case sitting at around 66 cents on Steam Community, and snakebite sitting at 35. And just understand that you guys can get these even cheaper on third-party marketplaces. So yeah, just consider it. Again, I like all cases. I think cases are very, very good, but investing in the active duty pool has historically been pretty profitable, and I think it'll continue to be in the future. And with CS2, we haven't had new content in so long. New content is coming. So prepare, get ready. I don't know. Pretty much it was this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.